All right, well, the summer is about to be in the rearview mirror. Hate to say it, but it's true. As close to 1 million New York City public school students head back to the classroom. This is on Thursday, by the way.
The new school year will also mean new resources and programs for parents and students. Here to tell us more about it is Deputy Mayor for Strategic Initiatives, Ana Almanzar. Good morning and great to see you.
Good morning, Hazel. Good morning, Kyla. It's great to be here.
Yes.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in on a holiday. I appreciate that. Before we look to what's happening this school year, let's look back at the summer and the Summer Rising program. How many students participated and how many can we expect to see even next year?
Well, we have, and it's a great way to sort of close the summer, and we understand at City Hall that the school year doesn't end when that doorbell rings at the end of June. So we work to continue the learning with the Summer Rising, and we had 110,000 students participate this year, and we've done so for the last 3 years consecutively. We are always looking into ways to improve the program, on how we can engage more parents and students as well. I visited a couple of them, some of them in the Bronx, and so our children learning from sort of emphasizing what they learn in the classroom, but also learning about the arts, science, and I saw firsthand how some of those teachers are using very clever ways to teach our children during Summer Rising. One young teacher was teaching the students about a case of internet personality invasion, and it was very interesting on how she was helping them read about the case and then helping them solve the case through different clues. So it was both sort of safety and learning at the same time, and how to keep our children safe using the web. Fascinating.
How many seats are actually open for Summer Rising?
110,000.
Oh, so it was totally full, the program?
Totally full. It is. We get a lot of applications for that program, and we emphasize those seats for students who are in supportive housing, in shelter, and those who live in low-income areas.
You also had a youth employment program. Any plans to expand that through the school year to get kids maybe after-school jobs?
Well, we do have programs to engage our older, quote-unquote, our high schoolers and middle schoolers in extracurricular activities throughout the year. But in summer youth employment program, we have 100,000. There's an edge there, a couple of thousands extra that we don't account publicly, but we do serve over 100,000 students throughout the year, throughout the summer, for the Summer Youth Employment Program. And this year we have about 75 or so that came to the city to work at City Hall in our different offices, and we hosted them at City Hall, where each of us, of every single one of the members of the senior leadership team, had a moment to speak with them for an hour, so they can ask us questions about our background, how we got here, our professional trajectory, so that we can give them a map of here's what you can do if you stay in school, if you apply yourself, if you work hard, you can become a leader in the city.
Right, well, let's take a look at what's happening this upcoming school year. We're going to be kicking off the After School for All program. What is that going to look like exactly?
Well, if I can perhaps slow myself down, because I'm so excited. I'm very excited. It is something that we're very proud, the Adams administration, we have been investing in our youth since day one, and this is a combination, sort of a dream come true for us all to see that the mayor invested $331 million for us as a school. Currently, we have about $425 million. So we're adding 78% of that budget extra to serve 20,000 students by the end of 2027. This year alone, we're adding 5,000 seats for 5,000 students, 5,000 families who are going to have a space to send their student to, so they can take an extra shift at work for the parents and for the student to emphasize their learning, what they learn in the classroom, but also learn about the arts, STEM, robotics, many activities that we have developed for them throughout 40 schools in every single borough.
How is that broken up? Is it 1,000 seats per borough, or?
So it depends. We work with New York City Public Schools and the Department of Youth and Community Development to make sure that we look at the data, that we listen to parents and students, and that we listen to nonprofits, our providers, our partners in this work, and our colleagues from public schools, administrators and teachers, to tell us where is the highest need and where is that sort of donut hole that we're not providing any services at the moment, and how we can bring those services to those specific areas in the city.
Are all the spots already filled up? Can people still?
They can still sign up. Yes, absolutely.
I have a quick question for you, though. Is there any concern, though, about federal cuts to education to be able to keep continuing to support this?
For our after-school program, thankfully, this is tax levy. So this is fully funded by our own taxpayer that greatly the mayor decided to fund this program. So it is here forever. It is baseline, which means that we're going to keep it for years to come in the hopes that we can not only keep the investment we made today, but also keep expanding it throughout the years. As we see and analyze the need and understand where are more seats needed, we can start thinking about adding more benefits and more support.
For those 5,000 students this year, what age groups does that serve? What do parents need to know?
Yes, those are for K to 5th grade. So our younger elementary school students are the ones with the highest need. We looked at the data, we listened to parents again, and to make sure that we were able to set the students for success, and we saw that the need was much higher for students between K and 5, the youngest kid, the ones that need the most help, both for safety and for education as well.
Yeah, so then after this year, you'll again reevaluate and see where the need is better. Okay.
We are getting together with our providers and stakeholders to learn about what we learned from this year, but also to continue learning and listening to them as to how we can do what we're doing now and do it much better in the future.
Wonderful. Well, great to see you.
Oh,
Thanks again for coming in.
No, thank you. Thanks for having me.
I know you're headed to the parade, so have fun.
Thank you. Thanks. Good to see you both.
Deputy Mayor Ana Almanzar.